So for the first play of our game plan, we're going to show you a play that I absolutely love that is single back doubles called PAY corner fork. I love it because it beats all coverages. We're going to show you several different types of setups as we go throughout this game plan, but it's only found in 3 different playbooks. It's got the Rams, in which we're doing here, the Bengals, and then it also has the Falcons. So because it's got a uniqueness about it that not many people are going to see online, you're going to have that much more of an ability to sneak up on people and basically make them have to adjust on the fly, and they don't have a whole lot of reps. Let's go take a look at it. And what I like to do on this first play, and this is going to be a base play. When we say base play, it's one that's intended to beat all coverages, something that you could run to where if you make your reads, you should have somebody open based upon what they're playing. And it's something that's going to be really tough for them to cover everything, right? So if you look at this, you're going to see that we have a really nice Y route. And what we're going to do is we're going to motion him to the right, and we're going to block our running back. That's it, okay? Real simple, kind of sim-friendly. And all we're going to do here is go against each coverage and kind of show you how our reads are. First, we'll go against cover 3 hard flats. And what you're going to see is that this A route is such a money route. It's going to beat all your hard flats, cloud flats, and curl flats when it comes to the route. Because it's got such a deep route to it, you're going to see that you're going to be able to throw it to them over there. This is a cover 3 hard flat. We expected that to work pretty well, right? Now let's go ahead and switch it up, and all we're going to do is do the curl flats. I'm seeing a lot of people running hard flats when they're blitzing. A lot of people are running curl flats when they're not, and we're going to show you how this works. Okay, so this is curl flat. You're going to see, I'm just going to kind of go and highlight this one route first, right? So here's the A. You're going to see that if we wait long enough, we're going to be able to throw it to him and catch that on a curl flat. It does not need a pull route underneath in order to make that curl flat work. Now, if they were to do something where a lot of people are doing protect the sticks, you protect the sticks, that's going to work exactly the same way. All we're doing here is showing you that we've got both. Now, the reason why this is going to be open as often as is that they have to worry about this Y route. We're doing 3 different levels of cuts. The Y is the first one, the A is the second one, the X is the third one. Because we got different depths and cuts inside and outside, it makes this play really, really tough. Now what you're going to see here again is this is against protect the sticks. I wanted to show it to you here that you can hit that guy just the same on the sidelines. And you've got, basically every opportunity to beat cover 3 with that player. Now say they go ahead and key in on that tight ends route. They either put him on a man coverage or they manually go ahead and cover him. What you're going to see is that this Y route is really, really sneaky as well. The A is going to break to the outside. Now you're going to wait for this Y to come across, and you're going to see how nice of a route that's going to be. That was against your curl flat, the one that's going to stay the deepest. Your cloud flat and your hard flat's going to be even less, so you're going to be able to hit that against all coverages. Now let's look at cover 2 and show you how this works, and it's going to be the same thing. You're really just running a 1-2 read. Now what's really nice about cover 2 is that you've got this X receiver as well that's going to beat the player to the inside. So let's just look at the A first. Say all you're doing is waiting on the A on this play. You're going to see here that you're going to be able to throw that ball in that spot, okay? It's a little bit tighter. I'm not going to say it's not. If you see that somebody's running a lot more cover 2, I'm going to show you how to just leave the running back on his route. And what that's going to do is it's going to bring down that cloud flat a little bit closer, or you can throw it to him. That's definitely in a point where you're not seeing people that are blitzing you. That's what you want to do. If you start seeing people blitzing, definitely keep your player there to block. But say you cut this off, now you're going to see you have the RB there, but now you're going to see that you're going to have that ability to throw to that guy. Same on the sidelines. It is there. It's a play. We're going against Gilmore. He's a good cornerback. You're going to have that option there. If it tends to where the guy keeps on going further back than you want him to, or basically just not comfortable with that throw yet, just throw it to your running back. Your running back is going to get open. You're going to see here that you're going to be able to throw it to this RB underneath. Just throw it to him, get yourself the easy 5 yards, and have the ability to make a move or give an arm bar, something to where you can use your running back skills on the outside on a corner one-on-one. So that's definitely there against cover 2 as well. Now, what I also like about cover 2 is when you start seeing people, they're like, you know what, I have to take that A away, I'm going to go to cover 2. And they know about the Y, they forget about the X. What I mean by that, they're waiting for the Y to come across. Now they're throwing it to the X, and now you've got a split player down the field for the one-play score. That player is something they have to put a deep player in the middle for, right? So if they do that, what we're going to do here is just put this guy in the deep blue. Now they're in conflict, right? What I mean by conflict is that who do I cover, right? I have to, as a a defender, I have to make sure that I put somebody deep. So they're basically on the vertical hook, have to cover either the Y or the A, or the running back, whichever they pick. But you're going to be able to do a 1-2-3 read, right here. You know, do I want to go to the A or do I want to go to the RB? I go to the RB, I get up the field, and you can see how we're going to be able to get some yards as well. So they have to figure out which player they want to cover, and you're going to be able to throw it to the opposite player. So not only is it going to beat your cover 3s, it definitely demolishes your cover 2s. We can go to cover 4 and look at the same way. And what you're going to see with cover 4 is basically the same thing. You know, if you're in hard flat coverage, then you're going to be able to throw it to the A. If you're in cloud flat, everything is going to be the A, right? So, but the same thing, you're going to have that Y as it goes across the field. And you can see that I didn't mention it before, but the Y also beats cover 2 on the left side as well. So I'll show you that real quick. So if they go ahead and they cover to the right side, this is cover 2, you're going to see that you're going to have that Y. You can go ahead and hike it, you know, as he passes that guy too. You don't have to wait for him. This time, because he went that way, I'll throw it to the A receiver. But you can see here that you're going to have that read, A or Y, depending on what you're looking for or depending on how the player reads. That time, the only reason why I threw it to that player is because when I did my motion, my guy got bumped off. And that's something that I saw that. I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to wait for that guy to go all the way across the field. I didn't have it on base line, so these guys were basically going over there. So now that he's not going to get bumped off, I'm just going to wait for this Y to go across the field, and you can see that we're going to be able to throw that ball pretty easily over there against cover 2. So when we make them have to cover the tight end, then we're going to have the player in the middle. When we make him cover the player in the middle, then we're going to have the player over the top to the X. No matter what they do on this play, you're going to be having an answer for it. That's why I like this as a base play. We're going to have another base play, like I said, on the right hash mark that I absolutely love in the next video that you're going to see that has a cover 3 bomb attached to it. If you see that they start doing cover 2 deep blue, we have more plays in this game plan that has a cover 2 bomb that beats a middle linebacker player that's in a deep blue. We're able to beat him as well. So when you put all these plays together, RPOs, run plays, screen plays, everything together in this game plan, it's just a matter of making the right calls, calling a good game, and hitting your player, and you're going to be up and down the field, and we're going to show you those reads as we go. So for this video, guys, we're going to show you how to use the PAY corner fork from the right hash mark. And it's something that it's real simple. All I'm going to do is block my running back and put the B on motion to the left and put him on a drag. What that's going to do is it's going to pinch in the players on the left side, giving us the ability to really utilize this Y route to the left side. Okay, when we go against any type of cover 3, say hard flats to start off with, you're going to notice that most people are going to use that when they blitz. And when they blitz, what you're going to be able to do is hit this Y really, really quickly to the outside and hit that player, right? It's a pass in which you want to lead to the outside. It's going to be something that's going to be pretty easy throw for you once you get it down. All you're going to do here, again, is hit the Y on the outside. Now, if you see, I've got these guys basically in curl flats. The reason why I like this play so much is that the Y will beat curl flats. When you motion the guy in, you're basically making him start his route from a more inside position, giving him more depth. So watch what happens here with this Y, and you're going to be able to throw this ball to the outside the same way. Okay, so it is a throw that you want to basically get down. If you're having struggles with it, okay, not everybody is on the same skill level to throw it, just put the X on a streak, and that's going to give you a lot more room. Okay, so if you know that it's curl flats or you know that it's something that you want to make sure it's cover 3, not a problem. You put the guy on a streak, and now you're going to see how this is going to open up a lot more for you. Okay, it's just one of those deals that I don't personally like to give up the X route because it's a great cover 2 beater, and I'll show you that here now. Okay, so on cover 2, what's going to end up happening is now once we move this guy over, we are putting them in conflict. Do they cover the X in the middle of the field, or do they cover the B on the drag? So what you're going to see here is this X does a great job of getting over to the middle and having that ability to beat the 1-point score. So I hedge my bet a little bit more, knowing that I want to practice this throw in practice mode on the cover 3 version so I don't give up the X route. But by all means, if somebody's not playing cover 2 at all against you and they're just mixing up their cover 3s, take the X off of its route and be able to do it that way, right? So I'll show you against cover 2 again. If somebody covers the middle of the field, then you're just dumping it off to the B receiver. As he goes underneath, just throw it to him, catch the ball, get up the field, and get yourself a good 5 to 7 yards. Really easy throw against cover 2. So it's kind of a 1-2 read in that regard, where you're either hitting the X or hitting the B underneath. Now, if somebody is in cover 4, it's going to be the same thing. You're talking the same exact thing when it comes to this, because of it's the same zones that you're going against, right? So cover 4, somebody's in hard flats. This Y goes to the outside. You throw it to him. You got that throw on the outside. If they're in curl flats, like in the cover 4 drop, normally is when you don't change anything. So here's cover 4 drop. Same difference. Move this guy over. Put the B there. So what we're doing here is we're really basically doing is getting our guys to pinch to make sure that their routes start from the inside. And you can see here now that we've got that throw against your curl flats, you're setting up all coverage beater with easy reads. If you see that a user is going to that direction, then you've got the right side read, which is the underneath, and you've also got the ability to throw it to your tight end, right? So in a cover 3 situation, you basically have this tight end as well. It's going to be something that you're going to have to fit in there, because of the fact that, there's no deep routes throwing it off. But I want to make sure you see this B goes underneath. Now you're throwing it to this A, and you're throwing it over here, right? So you still got that guy as well. So reading your user really helps out. So this beats all coverages. Now this play can also be a cover 3 bomb, exactly the way it is. The next video, I'll show you a cover 3 bomb that's a little bit more consistent, but at least you can see that this can be a cover 3 bomb as well. And it all starts with this A route. The A route holds back the cornerback on the right, giving us the ability to throw it to the X on a 1-on-1 situation. So what we're going to do is basically going to have to get a little bit more time on this. You're going to see here, we're waiting on this player, and now we're going to pass lead it to the outside, and you can see here that we got that one play score opportunity. Obviously better if you get your quarterback to be a little bit more to the right side. That time I kind of threw crossbody. I kind of drifted left because of the pressure, threw it to the right, but you can see that it's there. So not only does it beat cover 2, cover 3, and cover 4, it does give you the opportunity to go to cover 3 over the top. This is our right hash mark play when we do this. Obviously you can flip the play, but we got a really nice base play on the left hash and a really nice base play on the right hash. And I want to make sure that I point this out. As we're doing these plays, you're going to see that we're creating 2 different motions, right? One with the slot receiver and one with the outside receiver. That's going to help in our run game, because now that we can use overloads and people don't know if it's going to be passing or if it's going to be running. So something that we want to make sure that I point out early, so when we do some of our run videos, you're going to see that these motions are going to be consistent. So in this video, guys, I want to show you the best way to bomb cover 3. I'm going to kind of show you 2 different examples and kind of a little bit of a higher level of thinking to understand what you need to do. So when a player is base aligned, okay, you're going to see that the 2 high safety look, and you're going to have the linebackers that are in the middle. They're not going to move when you motion, right? So I'm going to block my running back. When I move this guy to the middle, what you're going to see is that the linebackers didn't come inside. What I want to do is I want to now change my B receiver to a streak, because I want him to get up the field as quick as possible, and I want to change my X to a smart route, okay? So this is the route combination. The reason why I keep this is because I love the fact that we have the Y as a quick hitter to the outside. We still have the A that holds down the player, but the B is going to be able to get into the spot where he can get untouched down the field. Now he's going to drive the player back, and we're going to be able to throw this ball, hopefully throw the ball. So in this video, guys, I'm going to show you how to beat the cover 3 over the top using this play in the best way possible. It's a little bit higher thinking, so I want to make sure that you stick with me on this, okay? So the first thing I want to show you is if they're in a base alignment, okay? When they're in base alignment, that means they got 2 high safeties, and they're running cover 3. You're going to they've been running cover 3 over and over again. You know that they're in cover 3. You want to take a shot over the top. We're going to move this player over. Now, I want you to look at the B. He's got a little bit of a hesitation in his route. He goes to the inside, then goes up the field. I don't want that when they're base aligned. I do want that when they're non-base aligned, and I'll get into that later. So I'm going to put the B on a streak because I want him to get up the field, because there's nobody in his path right now to block him. That's the easier way. When you motion him over, if you see somebody's in his way, then you know he's going to get bumped. You don't want him to get bumped, right? So I'm going to block my running back for extra protection, And then I'm going to smart route the X receiver. So it's going to end up looking like this. So we want the B to get down the field first, and then we want the X to get down the field second, right? So here we go. B gets down the field. X gets it second. I'm going to get bumped. So for this video, guys, I'm going to show you the best way to beat cover 3 over the top. I'm going to give you a little bit of a higher explanation of what to do when to get the best results. So first thing I'm going to do is block my running back. It's not needed. It is optional, but I like it for extra protection. And then I'm going to motion this B over to the left, okay? And what you're going to see is everybody kind of clips in a bit. They see that when they're non-base aligned, the player that has the M over his head is directly in front of the B receiver. When that happens, I don't want the B receiver to be on a straight route, okay? When I go like this and I base align him, you can see that nobody's above him. When that happens, I want to put the B on a streak because I want to make sure that he gets up the field without any type of interference with him. I want him to get the field to get to the safety the quickest. I'm going to put the X on a smart route to slow down his route to basically have a shorter stem. And this is how we're going to run it. I love this play because the Y is still a great option for you. If they blitz on hard flats, you're still able to throw it to him. So watch how it happens here. X gets down the field, B gets down the field. You're going to see that we're going to be able to go over the top. So for this video, guys, I want to show you how to beat cover 3 over the top and kind of give you a little bit of higher explanation of why you're going to do what you're going to do. First thing I want to do is I'm going to base align, okay? When I base align, what I want to show you is that there's 2 high safeties. When I move this player over, what you're going to see is that he's going to have a free path up the field, meaning there's nobody in front of him. When that happens, I want to make sure that I put B on a streak. And the reason why that is because I want him to be able to get down the field the quickest to make sure that we have the ability to get over the top to the X receiver. In order to get the X receiver a little bit of a slower route, I'm putting him on a smart route so that way he basically starts his path quicker down the field and we'll be able to hit him. I'm going to block my running back, so this is the end of what it's going to be. Love this route because the Y still is on the field in case it's hard flats, we can throw it to him. Now, what we're going to show you is that B is going to get down the field unbumped, right? That's the way we expected it, and you're going to be able to throw this ball over the top to that player, okay? Easier cover 3 because we're making the safety have a little bit of conflict of guarding 2 players. And if you look at this play, this guy right here is going to go down the field untouched, and he's going to be able to get in front of that player. So you want to make sure that these 2 players, 83 and 11, have the right speed correlation where 83 beats 11 down the field. And you can see that in that instance, we're going to hold that player closer to the middle because he's got to split the difference, giving us the ability to throw it to that player. Now, if they're non-base aligned, I want to show you something. When I move this B over, what you're going to see is that, one, there's only one high safety at first, and you're going to see that the M player goes in front of the B. If I was to put him on a streak, there is good possibility that he's going to get chucked, okay, because we're running right into him. Sometimes he'll sidestep, sometimes he won't, but if he does get chucked, that's going to affect us a little bit, right? So I don't want that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reset the play, and what I like to do is I'm going to notice that when I'm moving this guy over, if people start moving, that means they're non-base aligned. I'm not going to hot route him, and I'm going to hike it as he passes that left tackle. And what you're going to see here in this instance is that you're going to have that ability to get that player down the field quicker, okay? So I just want to make sure that I understand, show you why I do what I do, and it's kind of a higher level thing, but at the same time, you can be, it'll work either or, it's just this is the more consistent way of doing it. So when I hiked it right there, what you can see is going to go inside, and see how the guy doesn't get bumped? And that's going to get him down the field quicker, and now gives us ability to kind of throw that ball over there, and he still has to split the two players. So he's still going to be on a little bit of a delay route. That's why if you can see that the guy still does not get there, but at least he doesn't get bumped. And when he doesn't get bumped, he still gets to that point where even though Julio got there before he did, he's still in the same spot to where the free safety has to play in between those two players, and that gives us the ability to throw it for the one-play score. So just to recap, motion your player over and see if anybody moves. If nobody moves, put them on a streak. If somebody moves and there's a player that's going to be in front of him, don't go ahead and do anything but hike it as he passes the left tackle. So now that we showed you a cover 3 bomb out of the PAY corner fork play, we're going to show you a cover 2 bomb in this video and then a cover 4 bomb in the next video out of the Z post Y out play. Now, our whole game plan is not about bombs. We want to make sure that we always give you something if it's in a game plan to know that if you're going against a certain coverage, you have the resources at your fingertips to go for the one-play score. In Madden 20, more than any other game, I feel that the pass rush is a little bit more heavy, and going down the field is going to be a little bit tougher. So you need to pick and choose when you go, or you're going to see yourself in down and distance that are not favorable for you. But when people start making the same calls over and over again, you start seeing that they're not rushing or whatever the case may be, then you can dial it up. We want to make sure that you have them. Now, this is a cover 2 bomb that not only beats cover 2 just stock, but also beats cover 2 when there's a linebacker in a middle blue. So I'm going to take this guy right here and put him in a middle blue. All right, take him right off. And what you're going to see is that we max protected and take the tight end and motion him to the left. Then we're going to take the Y and put him on a zig, the X on a curl. And what you're going to see is that guy will go to the left side like he did there, leaving the middle of the field open for the one-play score. So let me go ahead and show it to you in instant replay. I want to make sure you see this and understand. This is not going to be 100% every time. Sometimes the guy will kind of stutter step to the left and then kind of back up. You still can beat him. But I'm finding this to be so consistent when I mean, above 50% of the time, this guy does this exact reaction in game and in practice, both. This guy's going to go back, and then he's going to open up his hips, and he's going to go this way. Now, the biggest thing I've noticed is how long it takes number 12 here to get to the outside. A lot of times will help that there. And he'll take that player, leaving this player in the middle of the field. Mind you, again, this is cover 2 deep blue, and be able to do it. Now, as you can see here, I did kind of a little wiggle move by my receiver. All I'm trying to do there is try to make sure that when I catch it, I'm catching it away from my player, right? So that's kind of why I did it that way. But I'm going to show you the same exact bomb. Again, we're going to max protect, X on a curl, Y on a zig. And this time I'm going to leave him on the mid-read. You're still going to be able to beat him down the field. And what you're going to see is that guy's going to be right there. We're going to be able to throw the ball to that player for the one-play score. So it doesn't matter if they leave the mid-read on or the deep blue. We're going to have an opportunity for a one-play score in cover 2. So for this video, guys, I want to show you how to beat cover 4 drop over the top. That is the cover 4 coverage to where they don't go ahead and match. You're going to see that in 3-4 odd, 3-3-5 odd, dollar, those type of formations. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at the Z post Y out. And this one is as simple as it gets. Make sure you start on the left hash mark, okay? If you're on the right hash mark, you want to make sure that you run this play flipped. All you got to do is max protect and take the tight end and motion him to the left. That's going to widen out the X receiver, and it's going to take the B and move him in closer. That's the splits that you need to make this work consistently. All you're going to see is that this B is going to get over the top. This is simple pin concept. You got a post and a deep in, and you're going to be able to throw the ball over the top for the one-play score. I'll show it to you one more time. Real simple. A deep in or a dig basically is going to be on the X receiver's route, and you're going to go ahead and what he's going to do is basically, because he's so deep, pull down coverage, while the B, because he starts so wide and gets so deep, you're going to be able to throw it over the top. So the cover 4 guy is going to kind of jump the X receiver, see that the B is open, throw it over the top, and basically catch that. Obviously, you want to make sure you got the timing of it right. I definitely took a little bit more time as I was explaining it. I'm going to make sure that I'm going to throw this ball to its extent on this one, making sure that I get the completion. So again, max or protect, move over left. You can see how you can have this here. Now I'm going to throw this ball over the top, and I'm going to kind of lead him away, and you can see how much better of a throw that is. And you're going to have success against cover 4. One of the ones that people feel are the safer coverages in the game. Something that they're going to go to, especially if you get your ground game going quickly, because those safeties are much better in their run game in cover 4. So if you get somebody to call cover 4, definitely go for that. So for this video, guys, we're going to be looking at the play called PAD Post, which is going to be a base play for us. Really like it because it has the same type of play action animation as the stretch alert bubble, which is going to keep your opponent off guard, to where not only can you run the stretch, you have to worry about the RPO function of it, but also now PAD Post, to where if they start seeing that and their quarterback stops, they're going to think more screen rather than over the top, or whatever we can do with this play. So let me go ahead and show you. This first example is going to be a base play. And what we're going to do is we're going to take the Y, put him on a hitch, put the B on a comeback. And the last step of this is to take this Y receiver and motion him to the outside, which means left. When you go left with him, everybody goes right. See how they go right? That is by intention. So make sure when I say left, I'm putting it in parentheses, because the guys will actually go right, okay? So what you're going to do is you're going to see that the Y is going to be your first read. This is a cover 2 read. When a cover 2, what's going to happen is the A and the X are going to drive everybody back off the Y. You're going to throw an easy ball to the Y receiver all day long, right? Hit this 9 out of 10 times. I'm throwing this ball to him, and I'm getting myself 6-7 yards, right? Something that I'm going to stay consistent on, because of the way that I'm going to take the yards when I get it. Now, the reason why I like this so much is because when I do this, I'm setting myself up to hit the X receiver. If they see this a couple times, what they're going to see is the handoff to the RB, or the fake handoff. They're, as a user, going to first think I'm going to go to the bubble, and I'll show you that in a second. So what I do is cut this off. Now you're going to see that the X is the player that we're going to look for, and he's going to be a really nice option when it comes to splitting the defenders. If you want to make this look like stretch bubble in that type, all you got to do is basically make the flat pattern here with the Y. And you don't have to motion them. You can either or, but that's what's going to end up happening a lot when you do it. Even if you motion the guy, it's not going to be any different, right? You go like this, they think that it's going to be a RPO, and now you're throwing this ball down the middle, right? So it's one of those deals that you just want to make sure that you can work on conjunction with each other. If they see that and you're throwing down the middle, then they're not going to jump the RPO, or vice versa. If you do the RPO, they're going to jump that, you throw it down the middle. Kind of work both ways. So now let's look at the cover 3 version of this. And what I'm doing a lot is when people are in your curl flats, I'm throwing it right to the running back. So we're going to do the same exact setup. And you can see I do this, and then I put the B on the comeback. So what I'm doing is I'm going to go through the motion of the RB. If the guys are playing back, I'm throwing it to the running back. If they're playing underneath, I'm throwing it to the B. If they jump that entirely by the user, the A is going to be open on the left-hand side. So watch here, carry it out. See that the guy's open, throw it to him, catch the ball, and you're going to get 8 to 9 yards pretty easily. It's a quick hitter. It's like one of those deals where it's the annoying type of gameplay where, as a user, you're like, what do I have to do to stop this? Okay, now I'm going to have to do is I'm going to go to cover 3 hard flats. And when I do something like that, basically go ahead, carry out the fake, see that the RB is not open. Now I'm waiting for the B, and I'm throwing it to him right there, right? A 1-2 read. That's kind of one of those deals. They take the side that out by the user. Let's just pretend that's the way they're going to end up doing it. And what you'll see here is that you're going to set up the ability to throw it back to the A. So go ahead there. Now you're sending it to here. A is going to go across the field, and you're going to be able to throw it to him and catch that ball over that side. So it's got a lot of different things that you can use as a base play. Sets up the stretch, sets up the RPO part of the stretch. Just a nice play to mix in order to get your opponent basically having to worry about all parts of the field. So for this video, guys, we're going to go ahead and look at PA deep post as a base play. And it's going to be pretty simple. All we're going to do is block our tight end. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take this X receiver, put him on a smart route. So you want to be as close to 10 yards as possible. And then you're going to take this Y and you're going to motion him over. You've got two options. You can motion him and hike it as he passes the right tackle, or you can let him settle. But you're going to see that we're going to have a really nice ability to do a flood concept to the right. And then you're going to see that you're going to have that ability to throw it to that player. This is against cover 3 curl flats. You can see you got behind that. If it was cover 3 hard flats, obviously that would be a little bit easier on us because of the guy's informed to go down. And you can see here again, same thing. Hike it there, go here. You can see that he's going that way. We're going to throw the ball over here and get that nice completion on the right side. Now, if they're doing anything where they stay their players back, say they're doing cloud flats. Not seeing a whole lot of cloud flats, but definitely if they start going to cloud flats, what you're going to do is look at the running back, right? The running back is going to be that high-low portion of the low part of it, right? So you look at this, look at the Y, cut it off. You see that the guy is going down, throw it to the running back, and get yourself some yards that way. Obviously, that time we had a bad throw, but we were able to make up for it. Now, if we're in a cover 2 situation, that's where the backside player is really nice, that you're going to have that ability to throw it to him. But also, this Y gets open as well. So you hike it right there. You can see it this way. The Y is going to get open behind the player if you wait long enough, and he's good. So that's what I really like about this play, is that you've got the ability to beat all coverages if you kind of just keep your eyes where they need to be. Now, I'm going to show you where I make them settle. I don't believe it's as good against all coverages, but it is something that, you know, if you're in sim leagues, that's why I like to show it. That you do have that ability, but I want to make sure that because they're starting a little bit further wide, you can see that we can still throw it, but it's a little bit of a tighter throw, okay? Now, the second part of this against cover 2 is hitting the smart routed post route from the other side, right? So they start saying, every time the guy does this, I got to go cover that manually now. I look at that way, and now we're throwing it right in the middle, and we got ourselves a nice one-play score because we've sucked them in. Whether it's the same motion that we're using the same play action that we're using for the stretch RPO or the former base play, we're getting them to go look right, or worry about the throw to the left. We're going to be able to hit that player in the deep middle, something just kind of mix in and beat all coverages with. So for this video, guys, I'm going to go ahead and show you cover 2 bomb. That it's a concept-based bomb that we showed you last year in Madden 19 game plans. And basically works again this year. So what it is you're max protecting, so you're only sending 3 receivers out. You're taking the Y receiver, putting him on a smart routed in, and then you're taking the B and putting him on an in route. So it looks like this. It's 2 levels of ins on the right hash mark with that deep post. What's going to end up happening, if you look at the safety on the right-hand side, he is going to not get full depth and kind of widens out, and it gives us the ability to kind of throw it to the inside of the cover 2 safety on the left for a one-play score. So if you watch that right safety, you're going to see that he's going to basically get widened out. You're going to see that we're going to be able to throw it to him and get the one-play score. So let me go ahead and show it to you in instant replay. Keep this video a little bit shorter just so you can see and understand how it's supposed to work and why it works, right? So basically, if you look at that right safety over here, what you're going to see here is that he's going to back up. I'm going to kind of give you the full spectrum here. He's trying to get full depth, but right now, if you look at it, once he passes that hash mark, you can see that he kind of slows down. There's absolutely not one threat to the right side of the field. So what he's going to do is he's going to come back down a little bit, and now he's going to kind of mirror the fact that our player's doing a in pattern that's going to go to the wide side of the field. He stays wide, and it gives us that ability to kind of throw it over the top to where he cannot make a play, and we get a one-play score. So for this video, guys, I'm going to show you cover 2 bomb. That is something that I labbed late in Madden 19, found it in preparation for Madden 20. It worked the same way in Madden 20, so we're bringing it to you. And what it is, it's basically it gets the strong safety to kind of bite down, giving us an easier throw for over the top. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to max protect, block my running back, okay? I want as much time as I can in the pocket as possible. Then I'm going to put the Y on a curl and the B on a drag. It's going to look like this. And what you're going to see is that the strong safety has nobody to cover. He literally has nobody in his deep half. He looks for work, goes to the middle of the field, which is definitely something that you would see in real life, because the player from the outside going all the way across to the right is not a player that you would want your strong safety basically to wait on, right? So this does take a little bit more time, but because he bites down, we're going to be able to throw it over the top to him if we have enough time. So a lot of times what I'm going to try to do is make sure that I'm running this on times to where I know I'm going to have less rushers. And a lot of times maybe at the end of the half or different opportunities to where people aren't sending blitzes at me. So what we're going to see here, I'm going to try to do my best to buy as much time as I can, step up in the pocket, and you can see that we're going to be able to throw this ball over the top for the one-play score. Let me show it to you in instant replay, and that way you kind of see what the concept is, why it works, and it's not honestly a glitch. It's basically what the game's programmed to do, because that's what they would see. All we're doing here is we're isolating that strong safety. At this point, any coach would tell them, fine work, right? Like you're nobody's near you. So instead of going and continuing to go back, there's nobody in his area. So what he's doing is he's basically waiting. And by the time he sees that there's a guy behind him, it's too late. You see the guy, he sees it before we're throwing it, and we're able to throw it over the top for the one-play score. Now this also works when you go ahead and you do the same motion we did before. See how we did that motion there? And the difference is that guy's a little bit closer. So if you want to use it the same way on that, you can. So you see that the guy's going to get open the same way. So let's go ahead and try this again. I'm going to try to get to the outside. The guy goes ahead and stops, and we're going to be able to throw it to him over the top as well. So if you want to use that motion for more just than the previous play, you're going to have that ability as well. Now, what I want to do is show you that we could do the same thing out of the Z post Y out, and it's something that we're going to go on the left hash. So if you're on the left hash and you need a cover 2 bomb, do this play. If you're on the right hash, do the other play. So let's go jump on it. It's the same exact idea, right? It's the same type of concept, but I just want to make sure that you understand that you have the ability on both. So here we go again. We'll go ahead and pick cover 2. And what we're going to do here is we're going to max protect. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take this X receiver and we're going to move him over. And we're going to put him on the curl and put the Y on a drag. So now we're attacking the free safety here, right? And what you'll see here is that if the free safety goes ahead and jumps, now you're going to be able to throw it to him over this guy's head and get the one-play score. The reason why I like the Z post Y out, it has a deeper drop. I'm just going to go ahead and hike the ball and not throw the ball. But look how deep this drop is. It's a deep drop that basically allows you to climb the pocket. And when you climb the pocket, you're going to have a lot better opportunity to, basically get those ends up the field and get a little bit more deep throws on it. So that's why I want to make sure that I showed you that one as well, that it works on both plays. So in this video, guys, we're going to be looking at the fade smash. We're going to show you as a base play. We're going to put Y on a streak, block our running back, and put the A and motion over to the left. This is a simple read. It's really an X or an A read. If you want to, and somebody goes ahead and jumps the left side, the B definitely will be open over the middle as well. So what I'm going to do against cover 2, what you're going to see here is you're going to just wait for the X to step. Wait for him, everybody comes off of him, you throw it to him. Real simple smash concept, right? And something that against all cloud flats. Now against cover 3, what you're going to see, and we're going to start off with the curl flats, right? It's going to be something that you can hit either or against curl flats. I know that sounds crazy, but depends on when you want to throw it to them. On curl flats, they're going to initially play back and then they're going to jump down to the X. So if you throw it to them early, the X is open. If you want to wait, the A is open. So you're going to see here, if I want to throw it to this guy right here, I got it, right? That's kind of one of those easy throws because a lot of times that player is going to basically bump the middle receiver, right? So go ahead and cover 3 again. Now, say if I want to wait on this. If I want to wait on this, say the guy jumps the X eventually, now I'm throwing it to the A, right? So now you can see how we have both options. If you want a little bit of yards and don't have have a rush coming, throw it to him. If you don't have a rush coming and you're able to stay in the pocket and throw it to the A, make sure you do so because that's going to work really well for you. And you can see how that's going to work there. If you're going against anything like a cover 3 sky with them, putting their adjustments down, meaning that they are playing underneath coverage, then what you're going to see here is that the X is going to be covered right away. The A is going to be your route. And then you've got the B as a option as well, but you're really looking for this A just to keep your eyes on the same side of the field and make it for an easy throw. Again, if you have to make them basically pay, you want to make sure that you do at least throw it to this B receiver. You can kind of low ball it to him, and he has that ability to kind of catch it in front of the players. You can see here as he goes across the field, throw that ball right there. I didn't get the guy to, I got an inaccurate throw on the low pass, but it is a throw that you can make, and you want to make sure that you at least, even if you don't make the throw like I just did there, at least what they'll do is they have to respect, wow, that guy was open. He'll make the throw next time, right? So kind of one of those deals that you want to make sure that you've got that opportunity again if they jump the left side of the field, right? So here it is. There's the throw again, right? So depending on what you want to do on this play, you can just keep your eyes on one side and really be able to make a simple read on a smash concept or the flood concept. So for this video, guys, we're going to be looking at fade smash again as a base play. And this is going to be a real simple concept. We're going to put the Y on a streak, block our running back. So it's going to look like this. And then we're going to take the X, put him on an out pattern, and motion him to the right. And what we're going to do is create kind of a levels concept, a high-low with the A and the X, but also have this backdoor route. So if we want to throw it right away, we throw it to this X receiver, get himself up the field, real quick hitter, right? It's going to be something that a user is really going to have to back up on this play because of the A. Because if they don't respect the A, he's our next route, right? This is against cover 2. And then what you're going to see here is that this guy's going to come over here. X is going to get underneath. If they don't respect this A is the guy that you're hitting all day long, right? And that works against cover 3, works against all coverages. So they have to respect the A. That's why the X is one of those routes that are going to be open pretty much, at will, as long as, they don't jump it and you make that read. Now, the third option is, say that they maybe man up or put a spy in the field for the X, and now they're going to go and get the A. Now you're going to see that the B is going to get open as he gets across the field, right? So because of the way that we drove back the safeties and made sure that they had to, put a little bit more resources on those other players, we're able to hit those. Now, if we're going to cover 3, we're going to do and kind of just do the same progression reads here. You're going to see that you're basically going to be looking at the X, the A, and then the B. That's the way you're going to reread this every time. Is the X open? Yeah, I like the X. Let's throw it to him. Let's get up the field and get ourselves some easy yards, right? You have to create easy throws for yourself to open up the field for yourself, right? So here's cover 3 again, and we'll do the same thing again. Y streak, X out, and we're just going to kind of go through our progressions. We're going to go through X open, A open, B open, right? So here we go. X is open. We're going to go to the A now, and you can see how the A is going to be open. Just a real tough option for them. And as you can see, as we go through it, I'll do one more time here with the B receiver. But you can get the drift here. You're going to be able to read this as you go through. This is against the curl flats. This is the tougher one to beat down the field because you're not putting anybody in a lower assignment type deal. And you can see here that the X goes underneath. We can get him. Can we get the A? Now we're going to go and try to throw it to this player. And you can see how that's going to work. So anywhere you throw in this play, just keep your progressions. You're all going to look on the right. You're going to be the first breaking guy is the first one you hit, and then the tight end, and then the one behind. Makes it an easier concept for you to kind of see those progressions and put your opponent in conflict and try to figure out what to stop in that play. So for this video, guys, we're going to be looking at fade smash against cover 2. I'll show you the way I like to run it. And you're going to take this X, put him on out, block your running back. You're going to put the A on an in and take the B route and motion him over to the left side and put him on a streak. What that's going to do is basically allow you to get this wide to pinch in earlier, and it's a really nice cover 2 beater over to the outside. All you got to do is wait for him to clear that cloud flat and then throw it to the outside away from the safety, okay? If you throw it too late, obviously it's going to hurt you, because what ends up happening is that safety can make a little bit more of a break on it. So, it's just one of those deals that you want to make sure that you kind of look at it. Let's try it one more time for you. B is going to get up the field. Y is going to get pushed to the outside. And as soon as he passes that guy, just throw it to the outside, get that possession catch, and be able to make an easy 25 to 30 yard gain against cover 2. Now, I do want to show you here, I also use this same exact setup against cover 3 sky, but I do it in a way just to make sure that I keep people honest. And what that does is basically, you'll see that this X will get open on the left-hand side on a quick throw, and I kind of pass lead it up. So this is just cover 3 sky when people are using the curl flats. What I'll do is I'll just make sure that I see that guy is going to be open, throw it to the side, and get myself some easy yards because of it, and make sure that they know that they can't stay in curl flats all game, because I'm going to make that wide side throw because of that way the fade smash play opens up that route. So for this video, guys, I'm going to show you fade smash and do a cover 3 bomb. This is probably my favorite bomb that I'm using right now when it comes to cover 3 in this formation. And what it is we're going to get this Y receiver to go and get motion to the right and be able to get a one-play score back to the left. Now, if you can see, I put in Gage Jr. Only reason why I put him in is because you do need a little bit of speed. I have Sanu that normally spits in that spot. And even though he can get open, it's kind of tougher to throw him away from the safety as much because he's slower. So I want to make sure that you see that I will put players in there, or I'll mix them around just to make sure that I have the best players in each spot when I run these plays. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to max protect. Then I'm going to put the tight end on a streak. I'll put the B on an in. And then I want you to listen to this. I'm going to put the X on a comeback, and then I'm going to smart route the comeback by pressing the RB. Okay? That's going to hold that player there. I am going to move this player over. And what you're going to see at this point is that the Y is going to get underneath the coverage. The X is going to hold back that deep third, and you're going to be able to hit him on the left-hand side for the one-play score over the top, right? So basically, that was actually something that Gilmore made a really good play coming back. He doesn't normally do that. I think that had to do with my quarterbacking all over the pocket. Let me show it to you again just so you can see that it's actually more consistent that he doesn't do that than he does, right? We still were able to do it, but watch Gilmore on the left. He's actually a really good corner. But you can see here that this is more what it's going to look like, and you're going to be able to get that play. That guy does not back up. In that play, I think he did because I was all over the play with the pocket. But you're going to see that that cover 3 bomb is going to be very consistent. It's going to get this player to basically stick down. You can see how he gets stick down. And you can see how we're going to be able to kind of split those two defenders, throw it over the top for the one-play score. So for this video, guys, we're going to go and concentrate on cover 2 and cloud flat matching. Okay, it's something that I've taught in previous Maddens, definitely the last 2 or 3 years, and it's something that we can do in this play because of the slot wheel. It works the same way in Madden 20. And the first way we're going to do it is we're going to take this A receiver, and we're going to motion him over and put him on a smart routed out. And what I like to do is put the B on a streak. Okay, and the reason why I put the B on the streak is because I want to make sure that I have the ability to throw it to the X receiver if a user tries to jump the A. So watch what happens here. The Y is going to make sure that the play on the cloud flat defender basically will cover and match him up the field on the wheel, leaving that player open. So let me show it to you on this so you can kind of understand. Anyone that hasn't been with us, I want to make sure that you understand why this works. What ends up happening is because everybody's going vertical here, this cloud flat on the left-hand side, the cornerback on the left, basically goes ahead, and let me just go ahead and back up, will turn his back, match him down the field, leaving this space wide open. And we're going to be able to get that player, get an easy 10 to 15 yards, depending on your pass lead, okay? Now that's the first way we're going to do it. The second way we're going to do it is we're going to take this running back, and we're going to put him on a wheel. So I'll show you this. If you do the wheel, it goes to the right side. So in order to do this, what you need to do is you need to start where I'm going to just basically put the running back there. Start where the play is flipped. Put the running back on a wheel and then flip the play. And you're going to see that when you do that, the running back now is on the left side. Okay, I know it's a little bit of a, manipulation there, but basically you want to start with the play flipped. Go ahead and put the running back on the wheel and then flip it. And then what you're going to do here is basically, put the either the A on a streak or the B on the streak. I'm going to do the B on the streak basically, and this is kind of a weird type of flood concept, but I like to move this guy over. And what you're going to see is that the Y is going to make sure that the guy goes ahead and turns his back, and they've got to worry about the players in the middle. And you're going to see here that we're going to throw this ball to this player, and you're really going to be able to get up the field, right? And the reason why I do that way I did just there, because it really has to make sure that the user stays in the middle of the field, right? Because if you see this, I'm getting all 4 routes to the left. We got to streak up the middle, so they really can't jump the left yet. Can't jump the left. Even if they wanted to, we got this S route that's coming towards the middle. So what we're doing is we're just basically, see how the guy matched on the left, the cloud flat cornerback matched on the left? We're going to be able to throw it to him and get a lot of yards there. This is going to be 3 different setups that I want to make sure I do in one video, but it's all based upon the same cloud flat manipulation. Lastly, what we're going to do is we're going to take this X receiver, we're going to put him on a comeback, okay? We're going to put the A on a out route, okay? What that's going to do is we're going to be able to hit the X. And what you're going to see here is that the X receiver is going to come back. We're going to be able to sit it, and he's just going to be sitting there all alone, right? And you're going to be able to kind of get that block. The reason why I've got the A on the out is because it really gives us a nice opportunity of getting the player, like say, what I'm trying to explain here is, say the mid read is the defender who is going to basically be the user, and he's going to go to the left side, right? Well, this B route's a really nice route. Like, say they've seen this. We're going to go to the left side before. They're going that way. And now you're going to throw this ball behind that player. So that route is really a nice spot. If they don't stay in the middle of the field, they're in trouble, because that route's really going to help them out, and you're going to be able to do it. So I'll do it again here without, putting anybody there. I didn't put that guy there, so let me just throw the ball away. I just quick typed that an accident. Let me show you when if I put the guy on the guy, meaning the tight end, on and out, just this route combination here, you're going to be able to see that guy clear and throw that ball right there. Really hard route to cover from a cover 2 standpoint. So that's why I really like it in that regard as well. So this is a little bit of a 3-for-1 video, 3 different setups in one video. So for this video, guys, we're going to look at PA draw shot, and this is going to be another kind of cloud flat manipulation for cover 2 or cover 3. But at the same time, it's really nice when you can go against cover 3 hard flats. All we're going to do is move this guy over, which is the right receiver, the B receiver. And then we're going to do is move, put the A on a streak. That's optional for you. A is just basically somebody that if you want to drive off coverage to help with the X, or just to make sure you have a quick option for yourself when it comes to making sure the user can't leave the middle of the field. Block your running back. So here, this is against cover 2. And what you're going to see is that the guy that is in the Y position is going to go up and basically take the cloud flat down the field, and the B is going to just sitting on the sideline. So watch what happens here. You're going to see that the B goes to the outside. The guy will turn his head, just sit there, throw it to him, and you're good to go, right? It's going to be one of those that it's going to be something that when the guy settles, you're going to be able to hit him. Now, if somebody was doing a cover 3 type deal where they're doing like underneath coverage, this works really well as well, because the reason why is that it's going to be something that the wheel is going to take down the hard flat, leaving the B, and you're just going to basically throw it up there and you're good to go, right? It's something that you can hit really early in the process if you see that, if somebody's just going back with cover 2 and cover 3 hard flats, this is kind of a setup that I like to use because I can hedge my bet just looking at one part of the field. So that's really how that works in that thing. It does work to the wide side of the field as well, so if I wanted to move this way, I wouldn't suggest the cover 2 portion of it unless you're really one that likes gambles. The reason why it works, but the only thing is you're gambling on how good somebody's click-on user is. Let me show you what I mean. So here's cover 2, And so I'm just going to do this right here. You can see that the guy will go, he will match, but see how that, if they click on and get to you, they can get to you. So if you're playing somebody you don't think has a good click on user, then do the play. But this works better on a cover 3 situation, to where, you got the hard flats, and you're going to see that this guy is going to get a little bit better, down the field, and you can see that you're going to have that opportunity there to hit that player. So it's just one of those that, if you want to hedge your bet on the wide side, I'm a short side guy on this play. It's kind of what I do. But if you really feel confident on doing it that way, you can definitely do it where the B will go over here, the guy will match, you'll throw it to him, and you can have that ball on the sidelines. It's just a matter of, does your opponent know how to click on, get to that ball? Are they all over the place? That kind of deal. So for this video, guys, we're going to look at the play called slot seam. This is going to be a simple but effective way of beating cover 2. All you got to do is take the tight end and move him to the left. And what that's going to do is basically give him this delayed speed out that gets underneath the coverage. Once he makes that speed out, you're just going to be open and you're good to go. It's something that's going to give you 5-6 yards pretty simply. It doesn't matter what the cover 2 coverage is, cloud flat or your slot, your soft squats. You're going to be able to get that pretty much easy. The B is a free player. You're really just using him as an option. You can put him on a slant if you want. You can leave him on that deep out. But basically for attempts purposes, you're just throwing it to that player all day long. That's how I try to pass lead it up to get a little bit more yards. Obviously, when you pass lead it up, you're going to put yourself in conflict a little bit, where it comes, because the guy's not going to man activate. Basically, what he's going to do is he's just getting driven off. Once he's driven off, now you're throwing it to him. Now you got your yards, and you get yourself the 10 yards that you're looking for. So it's something that you just want to mix in, something that you want to make them aware that you can throw. If they're doing anything like a cover 3 cloud flat, hard flat, what you could do is, see that the A is going to get underneath. Now you can throw this player behind him. That's option as well. So, it's not like it's just a 1-2 pony. It doesn't work as well against curl flats or cloud flats, but it is a hard flat beater as well. So if somebody's in hard flats, you can definitely use this. This guy comes over here. Once he holds that player, you throw it to him. You're good to go, and you got some great yards as well. So for this video, guys, I want to look at the play called cover 4 drop 2 as a defense. And a lot of people, when they do cover 4 drops, they're sending 8 players in the field. They're basically trying to do max coverage, whether it's dollar, whether it's the 3-3-5 odd. Doesn't matter which cover 4 it is. Typically, it's only sending 3 players. Well, this PA jet sweep play is got to be the best cover 4 beater as far as protection goes. They just target better and give you the ability to have a clean pocket. If you watch these guys, it just seems like they just are double team machines and throw this ball over the top. That time I was just basically a little late on my throw because I was watching the lineman block. But we're going to do this a couple more times, and you're going to see that this is an as-is play. You want to be on the right hash mark and basically carry it out. Just because of the way that they do it, we're going to be able to just kind of bomb city over the top for the 1-play score. And just something about this blocking, I've done it in game. When people go to cover 4, we've showed you already that we've got a different play with the Z post, Y out play. But this play itself, if you want to try something a little bit fun, different, and kind of see how it is, you still got other options. But the X route over the top against cover 4 is really the way to go, and you should definitely incorporate it right away. So for this video, guys, we're going to look at PA tight end screen. And I really like this against a cover 2 or cover 2 blitz. Because what I do is I move this X receiver over. And when this X guy goes over here, he's taking away the hook curl, right? The vertical hook. If he takes the whole vertical hook away, look what we have left. We've got 2 lead blockers to really be able to get us some good yards. So what we're going to do is here we're going to fake the handoff. Now we're going to throw it to this A receiver. And now you've got a convoy of blockers down the field. Something that's really going to help you out when it comes to getting yourself a little bit of extra time on this. but it's just something fun. It's not going to give to you more than that 10 to 15 yard range, but it is going to be something that you can go ahead and use this as your ability and kind of get in there. A lot of times, what I'm doing is, especially when people are doing cover two blitzes where they're blitzing off of the side on the left side, I want my running back to get tackled. That's kind of a big thing. He gets tackled, that's one less player that is there. So if he gets tackled here, let him get tackled, catch the ball, get up the field, and get yourself 5 or 6 yards. It's just something for them to worry about, kind of that deal. I am using it a lot in the red zone as well, just to get myself set up better. Say I'm, right here, first and goal from the 9, and I need to get a couple more yards to get closer. This is not an easy spot to get yards in, so sometimes what I'll do is I'll get this guy to catch it, get myself 6, 7 yards, get inside the 3. That type deal, right? So you can here, go here, wait for this player, get this up here. Now you're getting yourself down to the 3. Now you're in running range, right? Sometimes it's harder to get 4 runs from the 9-yard line, but this is the type of situational football that I play is how can I get to the 2 to 3-yard line? And this is a play that does that for me, right? A lot of times people think you're going to run. Now it's not a run. Where's the ball going? Now you got yourself back to that spot, and you set yourself up. So just kind of use it where you can, but it is something that I'm having fun with. By doing that motion, you're really giving yourself that much better of ability to, get the play off. You can see here, this time I was going to try to show you that you can throw it to that player as well. It is a little risky, but, if you see that there's not a guy on you, that time I kind of ran away from him. But that player is going to the middle of the field. So if you start seeing that you've done this once in the game, typically that player doesn't come free like it did just that time. Basically, 63 missed his block. But if he does do it, so what ends up happening is, the user will come after your player after you've done it once, and then you kind of throw it behind that player like I did right there in the back of the end zone. So it is a play that you can use and have fun with. It's just one of those deals that you just want to make sure that you pick the right time and maybe set it up earlier in the game, kind of set it up here. And you can see that that time I tried to wait a little bit too long, but you see the gist. It's a fun play to use. So for this video, guys, we're going to look at stretch alert bubble, and I'm going to put on random D. And I want to talk about this play and basically how this is something that you want to make sure you incorporate in the game early, but also, a couple times to make sure you keep people honest. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to flip it. And the reason why I'm going to flip it is because I have a right-handed quarterback. The motion that you're going to be able to throw is a lot better to the right-handed quarterback to the right side than it is to the left side. So watch what happens here. I'm just going to go ahead and throw it regardless, throw it out there, and you're going to see the difference in the motion. I want to make sure that you see how quick you can do this to the right side compared to the left side. If you look at this guy's motion, what you're going to see is that it's a fake handoff. He's going to stop and see how he's doing this, and he's looking up and he's throwing it. That's a much quicker ability to throw that RPO. Now, if I was to flip this, and I'll just go ahead and do it to the wide side just to make sure we keep everything even here. And if I was to flip this, what you're going to see is when you're throwing to the opposite of the quarterback's hand, you're going to have to stop. And a lot of times what ends up happening, even though that, regardless of the throw, he is doing a different animation each time. This time he opened up. See how he opens up this way and then he opens up his body? That's a lot more time for somebody to get back into the passing lane and basically minimize the amount of space you have. So first tip is, if you can, try to run it to the wide side of the field, to the side of which your quarterback throws, okay? Second tip is try to run it to where it's got an open side, okay? See how we got nickel corner here? We don't have an auto flip. So if you're in a spot where there's nobody over the nickel, you're in a much better spot of throwing this, getting an extra blocker downfield, and having some good yards. It's going to force them to have to auto align. Not everybody likes the auto align, or auto flip. So in this case, they did, right? So if we were to go ahead and flip the play, see how this guy comes over with us? Most likely that's man coverage. Okay, if I was to go ahead and flip the play again, this time he didn't come over there. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to cover this. And you can see that we want to kind of throw it to the open side. It's going to be something that's a lot better for you. Now you're going to probably ask, how often I'm going to do open side, whatever. Keep it in your audibles. It's already in there. It's an audible play. Keep in your audibles. And, if you're you got a dive call and you see that you got an open field over there, audible to it, use it and throw it, right? It's just really what you're trying to do is set yourself up for the best possible way of having the most success with it. Off coverage is a good one, right? Off coverage, open side is probably your best. So if you see that you're in an ability like that, just know, okay, I got a really good opportunity right now to throw this. I throw it, I get myself some yards, and if you make yourself a move or whatever, you get more. So I just want to kind of teach you a little bit more about what side you should throw it to, when you should be looking to throw it, and keep it in your audibles because that's going to be the best possible way. And, you know, if you are against defenses that have it there, it's not the end of the world where there's a nickel cornerback there. You just need to read his steps. So in this instance, let me flip this defense and make sure you see that the guy's on the same side. You want to read him. If he goes ahead and gets pinched in, throw it. If not, you're running it, right? Is he pinched in? Yes, he is. Let's throw it there. Let's get ourselves some yards and make them pay for that, right? They need to pass commit, or they need to play hard flats and pass commit. They need to play man coverage. Make them do what you want them to do by mixing this in. Now in this video, we're going to talk about bubble screens, okay? Bubble screen is the one without the RPO. It's still a really nice play. I typically go towards it when people start playing protect the sticks. When they start protecting the sticks, they're supposed to go backwards, right? So in this case, I want to go ahead, make them pay for that, and you're going to see how you're going to get a lot of yards because of the way that they're designed on the outside. Even when there's a player over there, when they protect the sticks, you're going to see that these guys are going to go further back, right? So they go back, 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 back. You throw it to him. You're going to get yourself a nice opportunity to get some yards because they're choosing to do so, right? It's something that people protect the sticks for a few different reasons. One of the main reasons is if they're getting beat deep, they feel like they are getting matched. If you go ahead and protect the sticks, throw this bubble screen. It's a much quicker thing, and it's going to be something that's going to be able to do it. Now, even if they don't protect the sticks, it's still a good throw, right? They're not protecting the sticks here. You can see that you can fire it out there, and you can have the ability to kind of work a one-on-one, especially in a cover two situation to where, especially if they're blitzing. So if they're doing something like this where they're blitzing this guy right here, and they're coming down, what you're going to see here is that this guy's going to come over here. Now you've got that ability to kind of do a one-on-one with that player, right? So be smart about this. If they're leaving a guy on an island out there, make sure that they pay for that, right? So that's just one of those deals where bubble screens can do it, and it's one of those quicker ones to where, obviously that time our guy got off of it, it's one of those quicker ones to where you're going to notice that you're going to be able to throw it without the pressure getting to you, right? So let's try this again just to kind of show you a little bit about what we're trying to talk about here. And the guy's coming, throw it there. You got yourself all wrapped up and be able to get some more yards. So I'm really not throwing this into a playmaker. Sanu doesn't really have a lot of agility, but if you get a player in the slot that does, you know, imagine having a Tyreek Hill there or somebody that, you know, has a little bit more wiggle to them. You're going to see that there's going to be a great opportunity for you to get some easy yards. So in this video, guys, what we're going to do is we're going to look at the run plays and correspond a lot of the motion plays that we do in order to make sure that you're not predictable when you throw and when you pass. Halfback dive is my favorite play that I use. And what you're going to see is that you're going to have the ability to kind of mix and match motions to make sure that when we run our plays and run our pass plays that they look the same. So the first motion, you're going to move this player over here, the wide receiver, to the right. And we do this a lot, and this is going to give you kind of an overload to the right-hand side where you now got 3 players, and you're going to see that you're going to have that ability to kind of use those type of looks to be able to get run plays, right? The second motion is you're going to be able to move this guy over, right? Now, this is basically running to the opposite side of the strength where there's 3 players. Typically speaking, I wanted to set this up because the weak zone play that we like is better to go to the left. So again, if you want to make sure that you've got a presence where you can kind of use your ability to run to the inside to where the user linebacker isn't going to, you know, kind of jump it every time, that's going to be a positive thing for you. Now, the next thing what we're going to do here is we're going to look at the zone weak play. Basically, it's a play in which I really like when it comes to, just do random here, running to the left side. And you're going to see that you're going to be able to use this motion, which is going to be a real nice motion where I like it because you can basically go ahead and kick it outside if you get a good block, or take it inside. Now, most likely in this formation, you're going to see Hightower as a linebacker going against a wide receiver. My guess is he's going to get an instant win because that's not a good matchup for us. But a lot of times, if you are playing against down linemen where the guy is more, inside where the left tackle can block him, you're going to have better success. So we'll see here, yeah, we were able to get it outside. You can see that this is basically one of those deals that if you can take it outside, great. If you can't, go ahead and cut it inside. I'll try to show it to you here that way. And kind of make it work that way in the run game. You can see here we're going to try to cut it inside again. See how you can basically, it's a nice run that it's a zone play where you're basically having the ability to pick your hole, and that's what I really like about that. So that's why we use the zone a lot in that regard. You can also use it where the tight end comes across. And when you do it that way, you got the tight end to be able to be that player that goes ahead and, helps with that block as well. You can see that this time just basically missed that hole. I don't turbo until I find the hole. And that time I just missed the ability to turbo through it. And so, that's one of those deals that, you're going to have runs that are going to be 2 or 3 yards. But if you stick with it, you're going to have runs that are going to be, much longer than that. As you can see, I average around 8 to 10 yards of play. But typically it's 3, 4, 25. It's kind of one of those deals in the way it works. The next play I want to show you is basically the jet sweep. And the jet sweep is a play that I like to do when people are doing some type of, compression, kind of like a mid-blitz type deal. Okay, so here's mid-blitz. And when people start like really putting their players in the box, this jet sweep is really nice to get to the outside quickly, right? So it goes out like this, and you can see that everybody's going to the middle. Now you're going to be able to get to the outside and kind of make them pay for not having linebackers at a deeper depth. Even if they just pinch their linebackers in like a 3-4 or, something like that, you're going to see that we're going to want to make sure that we have that ability to run the jet sweep around. Obviously, I'm running this with Sanu, who's one of my slower receivers, if not my slowest. So you can see I have a little bit less of a, power on the punch, but that's what I like to run jet sweep is really on that type deal. Now, that's the same with stretch. If people are in that mid-zone type look, that's a really good time for stretch. Anytime anybody is, basically in compression when it comes to their pinching their linebackers, pinching their defensive ends, any of that type deal, you want to run it to the outside just from a standpoint of making them pay for the type of blitz that they want to send, right? So when it comes to the stretch play, again, you see these guys are compact. Go to the outside. You can see that you're going to be able to, if you can make that move and go, you're going to have a good success. You're basically just going to, have a little bit of one-on-one there. That guy that obviously went there. Now, there is something with a stretch that you can do. You can motion this guy over. He does not block. You can see that he's a route. And what you'll see with this route is that he's going to be able to get in somebody's way, but it's not going to be really a block. It's more like a pick. That time he didn't really do anything for me, but it can be, when it's against this is man-to-man coverage, so it's going to be a little bit different. They're going to kind of shift, but in that regard, you can do that. Now, you cannot flip this play at all because it is a RPO play, so it's kind of one of the deals. One of the tricks that I want to show you here with this player is that you can actually throw it to him, and I want to make sure that you understand that. I like to smart route him. So, in a situation like this where we're doing this, now we can basically throw it to him as an option as well. This is man-to-man coverage, so you're not going to see this as a really good option. I'll keep him on this non-smart route when I do it this way because I want to do it a little bit quicker. But you can see here that you can basically throw it to that player without handing it off, right? So if you're in a different type of play, say it's a cover 2, I'll show you this where it's basically like a it's like a pop pass, basically he runs up the field. So you see this, oh, he's open. All right, let me hit him. Let me get the yards, right? So it's going to be one of those deals to where, if people get over aggressive on trying to stop the run, you can use this as a nice pop pass type of look. All you got to do is motion this guy over. And again, what you got to do is just smart route him just to get him a little bit further down the field. You see, okay, he's there. Let's pop pass it, and let's get some yards that way. So just something to kind of mix in. Probably should have put that a little bit on the stretch alert bubble video, but it's something I wanted to put in this as well so you can kind of see it. But that's how we kind of just go with the run game and make sure that you can see that you can do all that.